Good morning, Britannia, and hello to the rest of the world. Welcome to Tousi TV and this morning's news headlines. The pro-Palestinian Islamist supporter has won her trial in court despite the allegations of racism and, of course, a public order offense. We're also going to be talking about Sadiq Khan and his obsession with net zero and the ultra low emission zones, as he's now going to be sending his stormtroopers and bailiffs to chase those who are not following the rules. And of course, we're going to be talking about the migrant crisis in Europe, as the Swedish government are now going to be bribing migrants to leave the country by giving them more money. And the problem is, it's a voluntary system. And finally, we're going to talk about the clash between the Tories and Reform UK, as one of the top Tory leadership candidates, Robert Jenrick, has now said that his objective is to destroy Reform UK and Nigel Farage. Let's go talk about the first story, which is the pro-Palestinian supporter and the Islamist sympathizer Maria Hussein, who is 37, who's now been found not guilty of a racially aggravated public order offense. This refers to what she did at one of the protests against the Jews, which she basically said people like Rishi Sunak and Suella Braverman are coconuts because they are brown on the outside but white in the inside, so they're not really brown. Obviously, she's now been found not guilty. She's come out to say, "The damage done to my reputation and image can never be undone. Nearly a year on from the genocide in Gaza, and despite this trial, I am more determined than ever to continue using my voice to defend Palestine." All right, now we're going to talk about London. Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, who is obsessed with his net zero pet project, ULEZ, the ultra low emission zones. It's a big tax on a lot of drivers who are coming to not just central London, but greater London, outside of London. Sadiq Khan is now going to be considering to send bailiffs to chase almost £400 million in unpaid taxes. A lot of people are still obviously rebelling against this policy and saying it's unfair. We've got the Blade Runners who are going around targeting these ULEZ cameras, surveillance cameras. Sadiq Khan has said that the TfL, Transport for London, has been working to identify new ways of recovering debt, including collaborating with the Department for Transport and the DVLA and working with enforcement agents to find drivers who receive multiple PCNs and improved communications with drivers. So get ready, guys. Now, let's talk about the illegal migration crisis and mass migration crisis across Europe. Sweden have come up with a new policy to increase funding, but to give money to migrants to voluntarily leave. They're going to be paying up to $34,000 per person starting in 2026. You're still going to have to wait another couple of years for that to even start. Currently, immigrants can receive a maximum of $4,900 per adult and $620 per child, with a $4,900 cap per family. This is a voluntary scheme, which means that you can take the money and voluntarily leave the country, or you can choose not to. Other European countries offer return grants, but none approach Sweden's proposed payout, which was the $1,400 to $15,000 range seen elsewhere. Well, we can find out in about a couple of years whether this policy is actually going to work or not. Finally, the clash between the Tories and Reform UK for the platform of the political right in Parliament. Robert Jenrick, who is now currently the leading candidate, has said that his objective is to put Nigel Farage out of business. He said that it's the failure of the Tories for not being conservative enough. That's why Reform UK exists. Jenrick says that we made promises, we didn't keep them. What I want to do is to put Nigel Farage out of business, to make him redundant by bringing home Reform voters to the Conservative Party, to making my party once again the natural home for small c Conservatives, because we would once again be the party of secure borders, controlled immigration, small business, entrepreneurship, storing defense, the family, you name it. The things that drove me into politics. We can find out if he's going to be winning the election and whether he's going to be successful in making the Tory party conservative again. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.